Baba says this is a dream. The Course in Miracles says this is an illusion. How are we to know what our home is, what is real?
Trust in Swami. If Swami calls, when Swami speaks, when he starts a discourse, he doesn't say, my dear merchants and housewives. He calls you Divyatma Swarupalara. He calls you Prema Swarupalara. He says you are the very embodiment of the divine love, of the divine Atma. Who are you going to believe? Your little experiences, your little mind, your little voice that tells you I'm just this little insignificant one in a world that's impacting on me? Or are you going to believe Swami? You're in a dream of awakening, and it's just minutes, maybe even just seconds from midnight. It's all going to be over very quickly. There's nothing here for you. Nothing here at all. There's nothing of any value here at all. And when he asked me what's happening, and I said, Swami, they're saying I'm a CIA agent, he said, you are CIA. You are CIA. I said, no, Swami, I have nothing to do with the CIA. Yes, you do. You are CIA. You are constant, integrated awareness. You are pure awareness. You are constant, ever unchanging, and you are totally integrated and included in me. I mean, Swami is totally internalized. I don't know the difference between me and Swami. I can say that directly. I don't know the difference. I know who I am, and I am Swami.
Welcome to Souljourns and an interview with Sai Baba follower Al Drucker. Drucker lived at Sai Baba's ashram in Puttaparthi, India for 10 years. A former physicist, pilot, and naturopath, Drucker has written and talked extensively about Eastern spirituality and Sai Baba. This interview was recorded in Grants Pass, Oregon in July 2003.
Al Drucker, thanks a whole lot for agreeing to do this and to sit still while other people pick away at you lovingly. Can I begin by asking you, for those who are brand new here to Sai Baba, and there are several people, for you to give us your gut feeling answer to the question of who is Sai Baba?
Sai Baba is myself. Sai Baba is my true self. I have no other identity than that. One time I was arrested in India. This is a long answer to a short question. I was arrested in India on the day that I was to become an Indian citizen and naturalize in India. And they arrested me because it was alleged that I was a CIA agent. And when I refused to go with the constable who arrested me and said I have to first see Sai Baba, he agreed to that. And I went to see Swami, and Swami very graciously talked to me. And when he asked me what's happening, and I said, Swami, they're saying I'm a CIA agent, he said, you are CIA. You are CIA. I said, no, Swami, I have nothing to do with the CIA. Yes, you do. You are CIA. You are constant, integrated awareness. You are pure awareness. You are constant, ever unchanging, and you are totally integrated and included in me. That is who I am. That is what you can say you are, and that is Sai Baba. He has come at the end of this yuga for no other purpose but to reveal the truth of who I am. That I am is not this Al Drucker sitting in front of you. That I am is the I am that spoke out of the burning bush to Moses and said, I am that am. That is the pure aham, the pure subjective with no regard for any nothing else that could be thought of as objective. There is only that I am, and that is Sai Baba, and that I am.
Who was the Al Drucker of 20 to 40 years ago before you became this I am?
A meaningless idea in my mind that I chose to buy into that no longer works for me. Meaningless. Nothing. Nothing at all.
Baba wants us to know that we are God, as you've said now 10 times this morning along. Does this mean we no longer pray?
You can't help but pray. Every breath is a prayer. You know, in both Sanskrit and in Hebrew, in both holy languages, the same word is used. Ruach, HaKodesh. Ruach, which is the Hebrew word for it, both means energy. It means life. It means vitality. And it means holiness. And it means prana. It means the power of God. That is the constant prayer that is happening all the time. You begin to recognize that your life itself is a prayer. You don't pray for things. You don't pray even to... all you pray for is for the continuous awareness of that CIA, of that constant integrated oneness with the unity. And that is my life, and that is your life. Whether you know it or not, why not know it? I tell you it is, so be it now. Dust if you think, dust you are. God if you think, God you are. You are not dust. You are not the body. You are God.
This may seem like a pretty silly question in light of
Go
what
ahead.
you just said. Since you are Sai Baba,
No, don't do it like that.
okay, do you get to see?
Don't do it like
do you
that.
get to see or feel or
Excuse me,
hear?
I once have to say, once I said to Swami, he said, "Who are you?" And I said, "Swami, I am one with you. I am Baba." He said, "Oh, that is very, very good. Okay, now you go out and give darshan."
And you did. The question is, do you get to see or feel or hear intuitively or in your heart or in your ears, Sai Baba, much?
Well, it's, I don't know how to say this. It's not a voice that I hear, but it is a constant dialogue that I have. I just constantly talk to him inside. And it's not that I hear a voice responding. It's just that it's just, I'm just always talking to him. Swami, you know, I just share my perceptions with him. And so he's very much in my mind. If there is something to be done, I would generally ask him. I mean, I think always ask him first. I can honestly say that for probably 30 years I have not made any decisions on my own. Not a single decision. And sometimes I'm not sure what his will is, because I still see myself as outside of him. I mean, I fall into that all the time. It doesn't last very long, but it does happen. And so I'm a little bit confused as to what is your will, and I don't hear a voice. And when my buddhi is not awake at that moment, when there's not that intuitive knowing, then I will use the chits. And he's given that, and that's a good thing to know about. And shall I just pass it on to you for a moment? He said, if you want to assess my will, and you're not sure, then here's what you do. Take 2 little pieces of paper, or little pieces of cardboard, or buttons, or 2 little stones, something that you feel you can assign some holiness to, and write on it, on one of them yes, on the other one no, and on the back side put an om. So yes om and no om, okay? And then sit in front of the altar, come to your little inner sanctum of holiness, in the field that you're in the place that you're in your home preferably, and just still your mind. And then